Hi, in this section we are going to discuss about a program, that is how do we write a Java program in Notepad. Till now we discussed about writing the Java program in the Eclipse. So there is a lot of benefit we are getting from the Eclipse when we use the Eclipse IDE. So it will be good to know that how do we write a Java program in the Notepad and how do we combine that Java program in the command line. So let's have a look into that one. Also, we can discuss about something about how do we write the methods and what is the syntax of the methods and what is the steps of declaring the variable, etc. Okay, so we already talked uh, about many of these contexts in our previous videos, but we can discuss again one more time. Okay, so the basic principle in writing a Java program is we have to create a class. Okay, the Java program is basically based on the object-oriented concept. So everything we can we can everything it will be in the form of objects and classes. So we already talk about what is the class and what is this object. So object is the entity that is representing a class. So how do we create a class? So generally we are creating classes in a particular package. So what is the package? The package is nothing but grouping the similar functionality classes, similar behavior or similar context we can say, or a class which a classes classes which are using for similar functionality, so or similar modules that are we are grouping into a one package. So this is for easy for the maintaining and also the namespace usability. Okay, so in Java, how do we declare a package? So generally in best practices, it is good to have a package. Okay, so generally the package will be declared as the first in the class definition or in the file itself. So packages should be the first line in the in the class file. Okay, then we can have any import statements. What is the necessity of the import? For example, if we are using any classes outside of this package, here the I declare the package is package space com.java. Suppose if I want to access or if we want to create an object of a class outside of this package, so here the package name is com.java. So if we require to access any class outside of this package, we need to import that one. Okay, for example, Java has a lot of packages. Okay, so if you want to use any packages, for example, import, how do we import a class? So for you are using the keyword that's import space, we can say java dot util dot any. If we want to import whole classes inside of this package means we are using the star. Or if we want to use any specific packages or any specific class, we can mention the class name there. Okay, so these are the, or we can say for example import java java.io.print stream. So this is the one class inside the IO package in the Java. Okay, so if you want to use this print stream class inside of this my class, okay, we need to import. So that will be the second codes or second set of codes we can say. Then next will be our class declaration, the class definition. So how do we create a class? Using the keyword class and then class name. Here I created a class named as my first program, and inside of this curly braces we are defining other methods and variables. Why do we need the variables? Variables will determine the state of the object. Whenever we create an object of this particular class, my first program, it's a state that will have the particular state, right? So the state will be maintained by the variable. And how do we, how do we change the variable state? By using the methods. So methods will define the behavior of the object. So how do we create a method? So a general syntax of declaring a method is, first we will use the access specifier. Okay, it's not mandatory. If we declare explicitly, then it will be the particular one. We already talked about the access specifier. So it is here I use the public, then non-access specifier if we require anything. So here I use the static, and next will be the return type. What is the return type? What is the value that is going to return? So we need to define its a type. Then only the compile come to know what is the type that is going to return by this method. So we have to declare the return type. In this case, I'm not returning any values. So in that case, we are using void. If we are not returning any uh, value, then it will be we declare as a void. Then next will be the method name. Here my method name is main. Then will be a parenthesis. Inside the parenthesis, we are declaring the parameters. These parameters are going to pass into the method, and this will be consumed within the method context, correct? And that is also enclosed by the curly bracket, and inside this I'm just printing the message that is hello world. Okay, so here my method has, I specifically given a name as main. Why do we need to a main method? In Java, in order to start a program, if you want to start a program, that is here my program is my first program. In order to start my program, the compiler need to know where it should start with. For that, we are using the main method. Remember, in Java, the variables declaration names and everything are case sensitive. Okay, so if you declare the the definition of the main method should be like this. Its access space should be public, and it should be static void main, and it should accept the parameter uh, of string array. Okay, so this should be the mandatory. This syntax should follow, otherwise it will give you the compilation error. Okay, every class do not require the main method, but if you want to run a particular class, there should require main method. Then the starting point of the execution will be the main method. Okay, and inside the class as well. So let's combine this class. So in order to combine, we need we need to save this particular class. So how do we save this one? So the mandatory case is like, whatever be the class name we declared, that should be the exactly same in the file name of this class as well. Which means if I'm going to save, control S, I'm going to save in my D drive Binoy Java, and the file name should be my first program.java, and save the type as all type and save it. Okay, so here you can see that my program was saved as my first program.java. Okay, then in order to combine, we need to, either there is two way, we need to install the Java in the system. it is already I installed in here. So I then we need to set the its path, or the compiler path in the as an environment variable. So we can do that in the system environment variable, or we can set directly here itself, or we can use the Java class path directly. So I already set that one. We can check that is through the javac command. So it will print these statements. So we can tell that in my system I already configured the Java. So we I I'm planning to create one video about how to install the Java and how to set these parameters. Okay, so in order to combine this class, the command used is javac space. As I declare the uh, class in the within the package, I'm going to use the destination of the class files that is used by -d parameter, and I'm going to specify in the current directory itself. Okay, then I'm compiling my Java class using my class name. Okay, that is my first program.java. Enter. You can see that it's executed. Well, let's see what's happened here. Here you can see that there is one folder is created, that is com, and inside com I have another folder Java, and inside that there is a one file created which is a class file. So these are the class file generated from the my Java file, and this class file we can use in any platform on top of the on top of any Java runtime environment. Okay, so this is that's why we are telling that Java is a platform independent. Okay, so here you can see that my Java, how this folder structure come from my actually I saved my Java file in this particular location, but how do the com.java created? It's created from the my package. Here I declare the package as a com.java. So that's the reason the folder structure com.java. So this is a, as I mentioned, package is nothing but a namespace, I mean management. Okay, so that is corresponding folder structure is also here created, and uh, it's created the class file inside of that. So it is little bit, we can say that if any other, for example, if another Java class have the different package, then there will be different folder structure will be created here. So that will be little bit, I mean, difficult in management, correct? So instead of that, we can create all classes inside the particular folder. Say I'm deleting this one, but I'll explain that. I'm deleting this folder now. What I mean by that, I am creating all class file inside of my new folder. Okay, so I'm creating a class folder. I want to create all classes inside of this class folder. So I can again, if my source code will be, I can again create using the folder name as src or something. And here this I can say that this is class file. So it is easy to keep these two different files. Okay, so if I want to create in the class file inside class folder, we need to change the compilation. How it will be javac -d. Where do you want to create? Inside the class folder. Okay, instead of the dot we are mentioning the class file, then my program name, I mean my Java program. Okay, now it's compiled successfully. Let's see what happened here. So inside here I have this com Java and my class file. This is same as the previous run of using the dot, but the difference is that I mentioned where do I need to create inside this class file, a class folder. Okay, now we have the class files. Okay, now we need to run this. Still we didn't run the program. Okay, so in order to run this program we need to run a command that is known as Java. How do we run a class file? Then after we have the Java file, from the Java file we create the class file. Using the class file we are running the program. So in order to do that, we are running a command that is Java minus class path. What is the class path? Our class path will be inside the class, correct? Then our program. So here we can see that I'm not using the extension of the class file. Okay, but while compiling I used the extension of the source file, that is a .java, but while running the class file we don't need to mention about the class file. So for running we are using the command javac -d class my first program.java. Then it will be compiled and we can see that it's created under the class file home java and my class. This is the same as the previous execution using the dot, where we mentioned about -d, here we mentioned about -d class. So this class file will be created inside of this class folder. In order to run this program we need to use the class file to run. Previously, in order to compile, we use the source file extension, and here we are not using the file extension. What I mean by here, Java, that is the command we are using for the running the class file. Then we have to mention where the class file belongs to. That class file belongs to class folder, correct? Then where is the main class resides? That is my first program. Here I don't need to use the extension of the class file. Here we simply using the name only. See, here we can see that the program is executed and it's printed hello world. So how did this hello world printed? The hello world printed by this statement here. Here, what is this actually means? Here this is means system, we need to print a hello world string. So this is meant by we are achieving through the system class. Okay, so in the system class there is a static variable is there. So that static variable return the print stream. Okay, so that will give you print stream, or that is output stream. Okay, so that output stream we can look into a very easy way. What is that mean by? Okay, so here I am taking one sample example here, that is easily we can understand what it means by. Okay, here I am creating one sample class, my first program. We can compare the both the way. What is the difficulty? Here we can use the checkbox to create. Yeah, it is easily created, correct? Here we are creating the system.out.println, that is hello world. This is very easy. So what it is mean by the this statement? Okay, what I mean by here system class, this is belongs to system.lang package. Okay, you can see here if you mouse over here, See, you can see that this is belongs to system.lang package. Inside there is a one out. That is, how do we use the out? That is the static variable. So what is the static variable doing? You will get one object. So we can see that what is that mean by, I'm just declaring system dot out. So in order to get, see here, you can see that what is the return type. So for that in Eclipse there is a one shortcut is there, control 2. Press the control 2 and then you can see in the right hand side there is many options. See, you got it the print string. So what is the shortcut to get the local variable? That is the control plus 2 then L. So you will get automatically assigned into a, a variable. So here you can see that inside the system class there is a variable that is out, which is returning you. Here you can see that print string. Inside this print stream there is many methods are there. So one of the method is the println. These println methods are actually overloaded. What is mean by overloaded? If you look into, if you go in Eclipse and control space, you can get the, see, println. There is a lot of methods are there. These all are overloaded. What is mean by overloaded? Same method name but different argument type, correct? Here you can see boolean, char, character array, double, etc. So this is how. Then what is this method is doing? This method will print whatever type of the object we, or whatever the type we are passing here, that will print into the our console. This is how actually the internally we are getting the messages. So it is very easy in using the Java. I mean, one of the ID in for programming the Java. Here as well we can do the same way as well. So I used this Eclipse just to demo, I mean, the easiness of using the ID. Sorry. Then here we again in the, we already talk about the syntax of the main method should be like this. Okay. Then what is the necessity of these arguments in here? The string argument as an array. What is the necessity? So these are we using for in order to pass arguments while starting the program. So how do we access? So this is our, we are accessing by directly like this. And for example, if I am passing a name of my name, so I want to write the program. So what I'm doing, args, how many parameter I'm passing? I'm passing only one. So how do we how do we run this program? I'm saving this program, then I'm compiling. What is the compiling? Java C minus D class. So well, there is already be code is there, class file is there. So when we run the second time, it will be overwritten. Then in order to run, okay, here okay, here this program is expecting one argument value, correct? So for that, after the program, I mean class name, then space, I need to pass my name. So I passed Binoy. See, here you can see that it is printed hello world Binoy. So for that purpose, we are using the argument in the as a method variable here. Okay. Then in Java, every operations are writing inside the method. Okay. And then inside the method, every execution logic we are writing. Inside the class, we can say that we are declaring the variables. For example, int x is equal to 0. So these are the, we are defining the variables inside the class. Okay, inside the method we can local variable we can declare here as well. In the c is equal to 1. Also we can execute the logic in of the parameters or the arguments. Okay, so this is the difference between the method and the variable. Okay, then every method we are accessing through the either by using the class name or by creating the object of that class. So these are the two differences that we have to keep in mind.
If you like the video, please click the like button and subscribe for more videos.